Imagine a dusty, ancient book buried deep in the sands of Egypt, hidden away from the world for over 1,600 years. This ancient book contains secrets so wild and shocking that when people first came across it, they attempted to bury it forever. This book suggests that the God we perceive as familiar may not be the one we initially believed. This God, it claims, created a trap, a world filled with illusions to keep people from finding out something powerful about themselves. This ancient book whispers secrets that only a handful of people dare to reveal. The secret book of John suggests that the world around us, including trees, buildings, the sky, and even ourselves, could be a meticulously constructed labyrinth. Every turn leads you somewhere that feels almost real, but just not quite right. You sense there's more, but you can't quite reach it. That's what this ancient book says our world is like, a strange maze built by a powerful being named Yaldabaoth, who wanted everyone to believe he was the only God. He's not the good, loving God people imagine. No, he is something darker and trickier, concealing the truth from people to prevent them from discovering their own inner power. He doesn't want anyone to see inside them the spark of light that connects them to something greater, pure, and amazing. If people knew the truth, he would lose his power over them. So, he keeps people in the dark, making them think they're just small and powerless. The secret book of John doesn't just tell us about Yaldabaoth, it talks about a great struggle, a fight between light and darkness. It says that before anything existed, there was a pure, endless ocean of light called the One. This light had no boundaries, it was everything. Then something changed. A powerful being named Sophia made a mistake that led to the creation of Yaldabaoth and the world we know. Two opposing forces, light and darkness, knowledge and ignorance, and spirit and matter, divide the secret book of John. For the Gnostics, understanding this cosmic conflict, known as duality, was the secret to unlocking the truth hidden beneath our everyday reality. They believed that duality wasn't just random opposites, but a purposeful design meant to trap souls in a constant cycle, keeping them from reaching their true potential. In the beginning, before anything else existed, there was the One, a boundless source of light and energy that held everything together in perfect harmony. This one was pure and all-encompassing, containing both light and darkness, everything and nothing at once. But when a powerful force named Sophia, meaning wisdom, tried to create life independently without seeking guidance, it led to a significant shift. Her creation was Yaldabaoth, a chaotic, imperfect being who, believing himself to be the only God, went on to craft a material world based on control and ignorance. Unaware of his own limited origins, Yaldabaoth set himself up as ruler, building a world that encouraged conflict, division, and distraction. His influence created a kind of cosmic prison, with duality at its core. The Gnostics believed that by dividing everything into contrasting pairs, light versus darkness, truth versus deception, freedom versus captivity, Yaldabaoth could keep people constantly off balance. Duality, they argued, was Yaldabaoth's method of control, a design to keep souls focused outward rather than inward. In 1945, this book was rediscovered among other Gnostic texts hidden in the Egyptian sands of Nag Hammadi. These ancient writings, buried for nearly 2,000 years, presented a radical view of good and evil, unlike the traditional stories of a clear, simple conflict between a good God and an evil force. The Gnostics taught that light and darkness weren't separate or at odds, but part of a single universal source, the One. In their view, darkness wasn't the opposite of light, but an extension of it, representing ignorance and deception that hid the truth. Yaldabaoth, as ruler of the material world, personifies this darkness, creating an environment where people feel isolated, lost, and disconnected from the original source of light. This setup ensured that people would remain trapped, never realizing that they carried a spark of divine light within themselves. The Gnostics believed that Yaldabaoth's rule relied on keeping humanity in this state of ignorance, constantly searching but never finding what they truly sought. The Gnostics held that to break free from this cycle, one had to understand duality's true nature and see beyond the material world to the hidden spiritual reality. They believed that the real struggle wasn't against some external enemy, but within, against our own blindness to the truth that lies just beyond the physical world. For them, the path to freedom was through gnosis, a profound personal understanding of one's true self and divine connection. In this story, gnosis is like waking up from a dream, seeing past the distractions and illusions crafted by Yaldabaoth. It's about realizing that the conflict between opposites, between light and dark, isn't the whole story, but rather a veil meant to obscure the greater truth. By achieving gnosis, individuals could perceive this truth clearly, stepping outside the bounds of Yaldabaoth's world and understanding themselves as part of the original light. The Gnostics believed that true liberation didn't mean destroying darkness, but understanding and integrating it as part of the journey toward enlightenment. They didn't view Yaldabaoth solely as an enemy. Rather, he was a force that tested and challenged humanity's search for truth. This meant that in order to transcend the world's duality, one must acknowledge it as a mechanism that stimulates deeper exploration. Through this understanding, the Gnostics believed individuals could transcend the constant tug-of-war, connecting back to the source, the One. The Gnostics, the ancient thinkers who followed these ideas, believed that true enlightenment wasn't just about learning new things. It was about daring to see beyond the established beliefs of society. They believed that this rebellious path was the sole means of escaping the illusion of a world under the control of a deceitful force. Central to this theme is Sophia, the figure of wisdom, who defied cosmic order by attempting to create life independently. Her unauthorized creation, Yaldabaoth, symbolizes both ignorance and arrogance. Yaldabaoth believed he was the only god and used his power to establish a world based on submission and control. Unlike the warm and loving deity many envision, Yaldabaoth is portrayed as a tyrant, a ruler who maintains his authority by keeping people unaware of their true origins and potential. His rule relies on obedience and acceptance, two things that the Gnostics saw as obstacles to genuine spiritual freedom. For the Gnostics, rebellion was more than just defiance. It was an essential step toward understanding oneself. They believed that blindly following authority kept people trapped, unable to recognize the divine spark within them. This spark, a piece of the original light from the One, represented each person's true nature, something that Yaldabaoth wanted to keep hidden. By encouraging people to look inward instead of outward, the Gnostics taught that self-discovery was the key to overcoming false authority. They believed that blindly accepting information, particularly from those in authority, was a perilous route that trapped individuals in a perpetual state of ignorance. The Gnostics encouraged questioning and doubt, seeing these as tools to break away from Yaldabaoth's grasp. They believed that every individual had the potential to uncover profound truths about themselves and the universe, but only if they rejected the illusions and deceptions imposed on them. This idea of rebellion wasn't just a symbolic concept, it was a call to action. In their time, the Gnostics challenged religious and social norms that demanded loyalty to external powers, particularly the early Christian church, which they viewed as promoting submission rather than personal insight. The Gnostics saw these systems as tools of Yaldabaoth, enforcing rules that kept people spiritually restrained. For them, true liberation meant rejecting these outward authorities and rediscovering a more profound personal truth. Sophia's story is at the heart of this Gnostic theme of defiance. When she created Yaldabaoth, it wasn't just a simple mistake. It was a decision that broke cosmic balance, one that led to the birth of a world based on illusion. Yet in her defiance, Sophia also became a symbol of courage and the quest for knowledge. Her choice to create without permission led to Yaldabaoth's rule, but it also planted the seed of rebellion within humanity. This ancient story isn't just about cosmic beings, it's about the timeless struggle between control and freedom, obedience and independence. In the Gnostic worldview, Yaldabaoth's authority was like a cage, a prison of the mind that kept people from exploring their true potential. By enforcing his rules and demanding worship, Yaldabaoth created a world that discouraged questioning. To keep his authority intact, he needed people to accept things as they appeared, to live by the surface reality without looking deeper. The journey of self-discovery in the secret book of John is not just a personal quest, but a path towards reconnecting with an inner light that has hidden within every individual since the beginning of time. This light, a spark of the original source called the One, is what the Gnostics believed to be the true essence of every person. They called this journey gnosis, which means deep knowledge or awareness, a realization that could break through the illusions of the material world crafted by Yaldabaoth. The Gnostics saw the material world, with all its distractions, limitations and false appearances, as a cleverly designed illusion that kept people focused outward and away from their true selves. Yaldabaoth, the flawed creator, built this world as a kind of mental prison. By keeping people occupied with worldly matters, he ensured they would rarely, if ever, look within to find the divine spark that linked them to the One. This inner spark, though hidden, was always present, waiting for each person to rediscover it and understand their true spiritual nature. Yaldabaoth did not give this hidden light. Rather, it was a piece of the One, untainted and pure. To the Gnostics, this light represented freedom, truth, and a direct link to a reality beyond the physical world. However, Yaldabaoth's world, filled with distractions and illusions, obscured this light. The process of discovering it was like peeling away layers of falsehoods to uncover something real and powerful beneath. This journey of self-discovery often meant confronting one's fears, questioning long-held beliefs, and looking beyond the surface of things. The Gnostics saw every obstacle, every moment of doubt, as an opportunity to peel away the false layers imposed by Yaldabaoth's world. Gnosis for them was a gradual unveiling, an awakening to a truth that was always present but concealed by distractions and societal expectations. Yaldabaoth's world, according to the Gnostics, aimed to maintain people's focus on material desires, physical appearances, and external achievements. This focus on the outer world, they thought, kept people from exploring their inner world and discovering their connection to the divine source. In essence, Yaldabaoth's world was filled with mirrors, reflections that kept people captivated by illusions rather than seeing what lay beyond. Achieving gnosis meant looking past these illusions and recognizing that material success, social approval, and surface-level pleasures were not the ultimate goals. Instead, the Gnostics encouraged individuals to turn inward, to question the world around them, and to search for the deeper truth within. This shift in focus, from the outer to the inner, was key to breaking free from Yaldabaoth's influence and realizing one's true divine nature. At the heart of the Gnostic teachings is the idea that every person has a true self, an eternal and unchanging essence connected to the One. Layers of conditioning, societal expectations, and illusions bury this true self, untouched by the chaos of the material world and remaining pure. For the Gnostics, discovering this true self was the ultimate goal, a way to break free from Yaldabaoth's control and reconnect with the divine source. The Gnostics believed that everything we've ever known, including the routines, rules, and comforts of daily life, could potentially prevent us from discovering a profound truth about ourselves. At the heart of this story lies a challenge. Dare to look beyond the surface, to question everything, and to seek the divine light hidden within. In their eyes, awakening to the truth was a courageous and often lonely path, demanding a willingness to see through illusions and reject the comfort of familiar beliefs. They comprehended that once individuals recognized their inner divinity, they were no longer susceptible to control or limitation. For the Gnostics, this liberation from ignorance was the highest achievement, the true purpose of human existence. Stories of enlightenment have drawn humanity throughout history as they seek answers to life's mysteries and question the nature of reality. The Gnostic journey offers a unique perspective on this timeless quest, suggesting that every individual carries a divine spark that connects them to an expansive, boundless source. To the Gnostics, discovering this spark meant tapping into a wisdom that went beyond religious teachings or societal norms. It was about seeing oneself as part of a grand, cosmic whole, a piece of the original light from which all life flows. But they also warned that this journey was not for everyone. Awakening to one's divine nature often requires facing uncomfortable truths and pushing against the boundaries of accepted beliefs. In the Gnostic view, true knowledge, or gnosis, involves leaving behind the world's distractions to connect with something more profound. This path, though challenging, promises a reality that is richer, more meaningful, and more authentic than the illusions imposed by Yaldabaoth's realm. The Secret Book of John suggests that the material world, while tangible and familiar, might only be a small part of a much greater reality. Yaldabaoth's rule, based on ignorance and control, relies on people staying unaware of their own potential. But by recognizing their inner divinity, the Gnostics believed that individuals could transcend this limited world, stepping into a realm of truth and freedom. This journey of self-discovery, of looking beyond the visible and understanding the unseen, is what the Gnostics believed would set humanity free from Yaldabaoth's grip. If you're feeling inspired, curious, or even a little mind-blown by these ancient secrets, consider hitting the super thanks button right now. Every contribution helps us bring more eye-opening content, diving into the mysteries that challenge and expand our understanding. In their teachings, the Gnostics offered a vision of life that goes beyond daily routines and societal structures. They saw true liberation as an inner awakening, a reclaiming of one's power, and a return to the original source of light. This liberation doesn't come from outside approval or achievement, but from an internal realization of one's divine nature. For the Gnostics, freedom entailed rejecting the constraints of the material world and accepting the truth that exists beyond. This ancient text reminds us that sometimes the answers we seek can't be found in the world around us. They're waiting within. The journey towards self-discovery and gnosis isn't easy, and it may even be unsettling, but it offers a chance to live with a greater sense of clarity, purpose, and connection. By turning inward and embracing the divine spark within, we begin to understand that we are not just products of this world, but participants in a cosmic journey toward enlightenment. The Gnostics believed that when people reach this level of awareness, they no longer feel bound by the limitations of Yaldabaoth's world. Instead, they experience life from a place of true freedom, as beings of light connected to the One. This ancient wisdom invites us to peel back the layers, to see past the surface, and to question the reality we've always known. In doing so, we might just find a path to a truth that defies illusion, a truth that reveals who we really are. And perhaps, in that truth, lies the freedom that the Gnostics so passionately sought, a freedom that promises not only a new understanding of ourselves, but also a glimpse of the divine source that exists beyond the boundaries of our world. Thanks for watching. Join our community by subscribing to his channel. Until the next video.